Hello, today I'm going to cook some mashed potatoes, a fish dish, haddock in parsley sauce. But before we go any further, I'm going to go through the scientific or the science behind cooking. A little bit about it, okay? Right, now there's three types of cooking when it comes to cooking. You've got your convection, conduction, and radiation. Conduction is when you use a pan and you put it on the heat, and the heat heats the pan, and you put the food items in there, which in turn transfers the heat. That's called conduction. Convection is when you put it in, it could be in a vessel, it could be in a pot, same in a pot, and the water starts to circulate and starts to heat and cook the food item, or it goes into an oven and the heat, it circulates and it cooks the food. And the last one is radiation. And radiation is when the heat and the rays come down. The heat and the light comes down or up onto the food, and it's cooked that way. And a good description of radiation is toast bread when you put it under the grill or under the salamander and the heat comes down. But today we're going to concentrate on convection and conduction. I'm gonna do a fantastic dish. It's mashed potatoes, smoked haddock, parsley sauce, some nice carrots, and some. Let me get on with it. Yeah, too much talking here. Yeah. I'm gonna saute some onions. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper to that as well. A little bit of salt, but not too much, because I think that the haddock is quite salty anyway. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to it, just a little bit. So first of all, I'm going to saute the onions, and after I saute the onions, I'm going to add the spinach to it. Sizzle away, sizzle away, sizzle away. Whilst the onion is sizzling away, I'm going to chop some parsley like this. Chop it right down till it's fine. This will enable me to put some into the sauce and sprinkle some over the top as a garnish. So I want it really nice and fine. Turn down the oven, down the stove, make sure that doesn't burn. Now I can start to add my spinach. So I'm adding my spinach now to the onions. Lovely. And then I'm going to steam these. They're called Chantannay Carrots. They don't need peeling. You just steam them just as they are. They're sweet and they're lovely. Yep, right, I've got a handful of Chantannay carrots. Let's rinse them off and sweeten a little bit in the bag. Rinse them off, make sure they're alright. And I'm going to turn it back on again. Put the lid on. And now the potatoes at the bottom, carrots at the top, let them steam away. Right, spinach is nicely done. So a little bit of pepper. Then I'm going to add a little bit of salt to that, but not too much. A little sprinkle. Because the sauce is going to have seasoning in it, the fish is going to have seasoning in it. It's smoked fish, it's a smoked haddock. And you don't want to overpower anything. Right, now that is my spinach. Now I'm going to make a roux. Now a roux is a sauce that has flour and butter. So it's a flour and butter based sauce, right? It's used for thickening. So here I go. Got a bit of butter here, and this is going to be the base of the parsley sauce. Now, a parsley sauce originally would be with something like milk in it. However, I'm doing a variation. I myself have lactose problems, and so I try to steer away from milk as much as I can. So I'm going to do a variation. I'm not going to use milk. I'm going to use stock. I did a stock cube earlier on, and I put it here. Just got to mix it around, let it melt, and then I'm going to add this to my roux. So about a tablespoon of, I don't want a lot of roux. I don't want it too thick neither. So a tablespoon. Let's go this way so you can see the actual. If you can see the stove, it's there. You see it? Can you see that? Yeah. So I can use a dessert spoon like that of flour. It doesn't matter, plain flour or self-raising, it is to thicken the sauce. So I add the flour. Now I don't want a lot of flour in there because I'm not making a great deal of roux. I'm going to put a little bit more, just a little touch more. I'm not making a great deal of roux. And then, once the flour is absorbed in the butter, and this isn't butter by the way, it's like olive oil spread. Once again, because of dairy, I've tried to cut down the dairy, but the results will be the same. The principle is the same, so the results will be the same. Then I'm going to add the liquid a little at a time. I'm just going to stir that around. Until the whole thing comes together and you get a nice little sauce. And you just keep on adding the liquid little by little and stirring the sauce around and get rid of any lumps in there. If it gets too lumpy, you can use a whisk. This is nice and smooth for me. Really lovely. Lovely and smooth. So I'm going to continue more of the stock in there until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. And the consistency I'm looking for, it will be to coat the back of the spoon. So you don't want it too runny, you don't want it too thick and gloopy. I can add the rest of that to there. And once it comes down, once it's reduced a little bit, then I'm going to add the parsley, the last bit. So just going to swill out this cup here, swill it out like that, get all the stock that's in the cup, get it in the pan, waste not, want not, eh? Then I can give that a quick stir. I can see that it's thickening. Give it a little stir, make sure it doesn't go lumpy. Yeah. Right, the potatoes out of the steamer now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mash it. Or at least make an attempt. Yep, lovely. Right. Mash the potato like that. Thoroughly mashed. Now I'm going to add some of the butter. Well, it's not butter really, it's olive oil spread to it. And mash that, really mash that. And then I'm just going to wait until the carrots are ready, the sauce is done. I'm going to plate that up in a second. Yeah. Right. Lovely. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some of this chopped parsley, or most of it actually, to the sauce. So I've got a lovely parsley sauce. That, and then I think I need to plate this up now. So let's go on this side, around here, and we're going to plate up the dish, yeah? In this little kitchen. Right, here we go. So, first of all, I'm going to get the base. So I'll get the spinach and put it in there like that. You got your spinach, like that. Then I'll get my potato. And then I'll put that. I'll put this on the top. Top of that. So, like that. Then I'm going to get the carrots. And I'm going to put them around the side. Like that. And then last of all, I'm going to get my fish. Right, so now I've got the fish on top like that. And last of all, I'm going to take the parsley sauce and nappe it over the fish. Like that. So it just oozes over the sides of the fish, over the potato, over the spinach, like that. Lovely. And then I sprinkle a little bit of parsley. And there you go. With parsley sauce. Steamed haddock.